What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I'm a huge fan of the World Chalice / World Legacy lore that has been built together through these sets, and we get another full archetype dedicated to this. It's so exciting, and we see it with the Guardragons. Ooh, Imduck, it's your time to shine. So let's go ahead and get into this. There's so many cards for this. So we start with, and these names are hard to pronounce, sorry, day one YouTuber here. Ustia the Guardragon is a water dragon tuner normal, level 2, 0/2100. Good to see it start off with that. And this whole archetype's based on level 4 or lower dragons, but can also do some stuff with the big boy dragons. We'll get into that. We have Garmides the Guardragon, an earth dragon / effect level 3/1600/1000. You can only use this card's name's first and second effects once per turn each. If a normal monster is sent to your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. Hey, well, we have an archetype normal monster. That's good. It's a tuner. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send one dragon monster from your hand to the graveyard. Add this card to your hand. So it can recur itself, but it can't pop back out as freely that same turn. Seeing the varying levels continue, we have a 1 and a 4, so we're hitting all the spots there. No XC's potential so far. We have Prominus, I'm murdering it, the Guardragon, Fire Dragon effect, level 1, 500/200. You can only use this card's name second effect once per turn. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Then target a dragon monster you control, gains 500 attack. A little boost though, but you want it in the graveyard because if this card is in your graveyard while a normal monster is sent to your graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it if it leaves the field. So we're kind of getting that familiar theme that we're actually going to be needing to play our vanillas, but as we've seen, vanillas aren't so bad thanks to link monsters and being able to link up through things. Then we have Andrake the Guardragon, and he's kind of really cool. This is what's starting to inspire me about the deck. You have an N-archetype beater, a wind dragon special summon effect, level 4, 2000/600, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by a card effect. You can only use this card's name's first and second effects once per turn each. If this card is special summoned from the hand or deck, you double its original attack and defense until the end of this turn. Well, obviously the attack is more impressive, and if special summoned from the deck, you have a 4K beater for the turn. If this card is special summoned from the graveyard or is banished, this banished card is special summoned, you can target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. So it can come out and pop things too. It takes care of things, might be able to force negates, and then find its way back out from the hand / deck. So each effect can be used once per turn, so you can look to maybe summon it, get that boost, and then start popping stuff to later, or vice versa. Kind of, it's a you can, so you don't have to immediately do that. If you're using it to link up through things, hey, there's some potential to come back and do some stuff. Next up, we have LP the Guardragon. It's a dark dragon / link effect. Link 1, 1000/left arrow, so not downward so easily yet. You can only special summon LP once per turn. You can only use this card's second effect once per turn, and the first effect is a restriction that you cannot special summon dragons except for dragon monsters. I was going to say you can only summon dragons. So, the special summon specifically dragon monsters, which isn't the biggest restriction once you get into what these link monsters do. During your main phase, you can special summon one dragon monster from your hand or deck to your zone 2 or more link monsters are pointing to. Well, you see easy access link ones pointing sideways to get to that point. Naturally, you can go up the line and start linking downwards and then outwards, and then have these guys on the side, then link away your middle one back up into the extra monster zone for a downward link, and there you've achieved that. It's not the hardest thing in the world to do, but this archetype will have stuff within its own archetype to help you move zones as well as we continue. We have Pisty. Pisty? Is that it? The Guardragon. Dark Dragon Link effect. Link 1, 1000/right. One level 4 or lower dragon monster as well. Didn't we just get some level 4 or lower dragons with the Black Rose cards? Interesting. You can only special summon Pisty the Guardragon once per turn. Also, you cannot special summon monsters except dragon monsters. You can target one of your dragon monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, special summon it to your zone 2, your zone that 2 or more link monsters are pointing to once again. Pretty interesting. that we continue that theme throughout. 2 or more, huh? Agarpain, the Guardragon, Dark Dragon Link effect, Link 2, 1500's top or bottom. 2 dragon monsters. You can only special summon this once per turn. Can't special summon monsters except dragon monsters. And during your main phase, you can special summon a dragon monster from your extra deck to either a zone on your field or an extra monster zone that 2 or more Link monsters are pointing to. All of these seem to summon big things. Just to note, there's no restriction on the level for the special summoning of the dragon from deck or hand. Just any. So you could special summon, say, even the new prize card. Hey, that's pretty good. Or something similar to that. Isn't that interesting? Next up, we have Guardragon's Barrier, Spell Field, or Field Spell. You can only use this card's name's first effect once per turn. You can target a dragon monster you control. It gains 100 attack and defense times Link rating total of all Link monsters on the field to your opponent's 2 until the end of your opponent's turn. Once per turn, if exactly one dragon monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send a normal monster from your hand or deck to the grave instead. Remember, that continues to help you climb up your trees with your monsters. Next up, we have Guardragon of the World Legacy. World's Legacy is important being in this name. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. When this card is activated, you can target a level 4 or lower dragon monster in your graveyard, either add it to your hand or special summon it. Then second, once per turn, you can target a dragon monster you control, move it to another main monster zone on your field. I was confused if you could move cards from the extra monster zone with this kind of effect. Turns out, yeah, you can do that. The wording shouldn't be too confusing, but it does say another, so it would kind of imply it should be in one. Nope, you can move the extra monster zone cards with this effect, it seems. Also, Guardragon's Awakening, and this final card is gonna throw you for a doozy, but Guardragon's Awakening is a continuous trap that you can use multiple times, so it does offer something over like Call the Haunted, etc. You can send one effect monster from your hand to the graveyard specifically, so not a normal monster. Special summon one level 4 or lower dragon normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard in defense position. So basically it gives you that monster to send to the graveyard to continue to loop up and go through things. Not the biggest deal, but I kind of wish it sent the normal, but I guess you only have so many times you're going to continue sending that normal monster, so recurring it isn't the worst thing in the world. I see a lot of potential with Blue Eyes here. Maybe that's just me. The ability to mix in there and find a way to go up. Also, the new Black Rose cards even more so since they're level 4 or lower dragons. And finally, dragons get an Icarus Attack with Guardragon of Corruption. A trap normal card. You can only activate one per turn. Too powerful to give dragons an Icarus Attack for free. Tribute a dragon monster, then target 2 cards on the field. That's the cost. Destroy them. Any 2 cards. Ooh, is this a trap worth running in 2018? It's decent for setup and disruption, I'll give it that. We'll see if it can fit in. I feel like you want to go for consistency and to summon our big boys and go second and beat down is what I'm feeling from this, but you're also going to need answers to deal with the field, which I'm not reading too many negates or anything like that in this deck. It's lacking in that department, but definitely I think overall it's really cool. It has a lot of potential. It gives you the ability to beat down through your opponent, and I could see it mixing with a couple decks. You have all 4 archetypes in the monsters, maybe some Invoked. Invoked Blue Eyes has been tried, but just isn't consistent. I do see Blue Eyes off the bat immediately, as well as an option. You have normal monsters in there, too, to be able to send. The Link monsters, are we going to run the N-Archetype card to, you know, do its thing and move stuff? Well, you get to target a level 4 or lower dragon monster in graveyard, and you can add it to your hand or special summon it. That is pretty darn powerful on its own, so I do think it merits itself to be played, and then start the zone moving. And then you can link up for a link 1, move this to a zone that you want, like, say, down and then right from the extra monster zone, and then you can have, you know, you link up into the extra monster zone with a downward pointer, and hey, you're there. But you are stuck to just dragon monsters at this point. Just keep that in mind. So you're kind of locked into a very powerful typing of monster, but I don't think it's that regretful. I think they've built this archetype really well. They're all little and small, heralds of the big dragons in a sense. I like that they're each a different typing. I do enjoy that they've... Then it all goes dark, though, and then you have this word corruption down here. I wonder if lore-wise everything starts out good, and then they as they power and get more power, they become corrupt and start to destroy the world. Who knows? I'm just a huge fan of this archetype. I can't wait to see these arts in even bigger form, but I'll link you down below to this. And again, we did pick up a new sponsor. You might want to go check out some shirts and kick breast cancer's ass if you haven't been already. $15 cheap t-shirts, and it's really awesome to pick them up as a sponsor. But again, what did you think of these cards, this archetype? And if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe. There's new rewards on the Patreon if you haven't checked that out also, so be sure to check that out, and give this video a like if you enjoyed the discussion, and tell me down below what do you guys think, because I'm kind of excited by something's missing for me. Just a little something's missing, but there's so much power already, and mixability, I feel like, since it's such low resource cost to go up into these things. Thanks for watching.